Well, good morning, everybody. This is D'Aquilin, and welcome to class today. I am so excited, as I always am, about our monthly Slay Live. So thank you so much for being a part of Slay, and thank you so much for being a part of our class. This is always like the highlight of my month. I teach in Self-Love University every week, but I teach you every month. And this is one of the highlights of my month, along with teaching in Self-Love University. So welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So what I want to do is today I'm going to talk about a subject that I was actually inspired by Beyonce in her Coachella performance, and one of the performances that she sung, Me, Myself, and I, and I was like, oh my God, that song, every time I hear that song, it really just touches a part of me, because, you know, that's what I had to do over the years, and that's been a big part of my self-love journey, is really becoming my own best friend, and really loving myself and using that as a tool or a way for me to deal with life and deal with the world and deal with people and situations and things like that. So I just think that it's very important for you to be your own best friend first. And I'm going to give you a whole lot of tips and everything. So what I want you to do, I did not create a form for you to follow me in class. And I haven't done that for the past few classes, but I will resume that going forward after this month. So next month you'll have a worksheet to go along with the class with me. But what I am going to do is later today, I'm going to post a form, a worksheet rather, for you to use to just do a personal assessment to see where you are in your self-love best friend journey. That's what we're going to call it. So with that, I want to get started. And I want to say this, that being your own best friend is not about excluding other people from your life. We still need friends. I have some wonderful friends in my life, and I'm so grateful, and beautiful neighbors and just beautiful people in my life that I'm so excited and happy that are in my life. So being your own best friend is not about excluding people and not having other friends, but this is really about just loving yourself and appreciating yourself for who you really are. And it's also about embracing yourself and celebrating yourself. The same things that you would do with your friends is what you would do with yourself. Not only that, but it is about loving yourself unconditionally and being free to fully be yourself. Now, when I say love yourself unconditionally, what I mean is you love yourself for your flaws and all. Everything about yourself. You absolutely love who you are. And even though you want to work on your flaws and make your flaws better, you know, overcome your flaws and be better as far as your character goes, or even if you have physical flaws and things about your body, you still love yourself and you appreciate yourself while working on the character flaws to become a better person. So with that, I want to say this too, that the longest and the best relationship that you will ever have in your life is with yourself. The longest and the best relationship that you will ever have, or let me say you should ever have, is with yourself. Because you are with yourself your entire life. From the moment you were conceived, the moment you were born, the moment, you know, you were a baby, and then a toddler and a child and a teenager and an adult and you know, elderly person, you are going to be with yourself forever. So this is going to be the longest relationship, the longest friendship of your life, but also should be the best friendship of your life. Being friends with yourself, being best friends with yourself, and really loving yourself and appreciating yourself again, and embracing yourself for who you really are. So what I want to do is I want to give you definitions of what a friend is based on a couple of sources that I looked up. The first source is dictionary.com. And this is what it says a friend is: a person attached to another by feeling or affection or personal regard. So as it relates to yourself, You can become attached to yourself by feeling and personal affection that you have for yourself, and also regard that you have for yourself. How you regard yourself, how you esteem yourself, how you appreciate yourself, how you value yourself can really play a big part in becoming your own best friend. It also defines a friend as a person who gives assistance, patron, and support. Assistance, patron, and support. So assisting yourself in getting through the hard times, getting through life, getting through, you know, the moments where you're just not sure. You can still assist yourself along with the people in your life, your parents, but also your friends, and, you know, really do what's necessary to really make sure that you're living the best life from a great space, a great heart space. Not only that, but it also says it means a person who is on good terms with another, and a person who is not hostile. And so when you're talking about being friends to yourself, you have to be on good terms with yourself. In other words, you have to really like yourself. Ask yourself, do I really like myself? If I were my friend, would I like me? And if you do, then that's a great thing. It also says a person who is not hostile. Sometimes our friends, we have disagreements, but having a disagreement and being hostile are two different things. Being hostile is more of being, I would say, aggressive and angry and full of maybe bitterness and jealousy and fear and all of that, and you really spew that out on the person. And really, people can do that to themselves. You can be angry with yourself, you can be frustrated with yourself, that you can stand in the mirror, or you can say to yourself, I really can't stand you, or I really don't like what you did, and you should have done this better, you should have done that better. So you can be hostile to yourself. So the goal is to fully love, embrace, appreciate, celebrate yourself, not be hostile, but really stand in a place of awe for yourself, so that you can really begin to really love who you are. The next definition just was a Google search. I just put in Google the definition of a friend, and it says that it is a person a person whom one knows, with whom one has a bond or mutual affection. So here's 3 words that I want you to write down if you're taking notes. That you, number 1, know yourself. Number 2, that you bond with yourself. And number 3, that you have affection for yourself. When you're bonding with yourself, simply it means that you are developing such a relationship with who you are, such a regard, such a strong connection with who you really are, that no one and no thing outside of you can come in and tell you that you are otherwise, make you feel otherwise, or anything like that. So having a bond. Also knowing yourself. We're going to get into that in just a moment when I give you some keys on how to become your own best friend. But knowing yourself, knowing your flaws, knowing, you know, your character, your just everything about yourself, the constant ways that you deal with life, and the constant ways that your constant thoughts, your constant beliefs, and all of that, knowing yourself, but also having affection for yourself. And I'm talking about just really just saying, you know what, I really love and appreciate the person that I am, and letting that be the light that guides you as you deal with life and as you deal with the world. Here's the thing too, you can either be your own best friend or your own worst enemy. Did you hear that? You can either be your own best friend or your own worst enemy. A best friend is a person who builds another person up, who supports them, who loves them, who, what I talked about, regards them, who assists them. But an enemy is someone who always puts you down, who always is jealous and always, you know, don't want to see you win, and don't want to even assist you and help you in achieving your goals and anything like that. They're always criticizing and judging and complaining about you. And you can be that to yourself. You can be the person that always criticizes, judge, and complain about yourself. Or you can be the person that really loves and appreciates who you really are. So you have to make a choice. Am I going to be my own best friend, or am I going to be my own worst enemy? The choice is yours, okay? So with that, we have to understand too that friendship is mutual. When we're talking about friends with other people, it is mutual, meaning both you're on both the giving end and the receiving end. Like, I give love and support, but I also receive love and support. So it is mutual love, support, encouragement, appreciation, mutual help and admiration, and mutual care for each other. And in the same way that you have a friendship with another person, you can also have that with yourself. Friendship is not, let me tell you what friendship is not. Friendship is not jealousy. It is not envy. It is not strife. It is not gossiping. It is not turning your back on a person. It is not skipping out when they need you the most. And you know, it's so sad that I see people that that really don't show up for themselves in life. In the moment that they need to be present the most is when they run away. And really it's because of fear. And I just believe that when you start really loving yourself to the core, to really implement the steps that I'm going to share with you and really live what I'm about to teach you today, then any type of fear that you may have about doing something or being something or saying something or having something will go away. Because number one, you'll know that nothing is impossible. Number two, you'll have confidence and you'll really believe that you can be, do, and have anything that you want to be, do, and have, and that you are worthy of it and that you deserve it. So to be a friend to someone else, you have to first be a friend to yourself. The Bible says in Proverbs 18:24 that a man who has friends must first himself be friendly. A man who has friends must first himself be friendly. In other words, a person who has friends must first be friendly. And so, friendly with who first? Yourself. You have to first be a friend to yourself. I just believe that what we are to ourselves is what we can become to others. And what we are to ourselves, if you're patient with yourself, it helps you be patient with other people. If you love yourself, it helps you love other people. If you understand yourself, understand who you are, what you are, why you are, where you are, then it will help you in being patient with other people. And so when you really embrace yourself and really become your own best friend, then it'll just be easier for you to manage the relationships that you have and the friendships that you have. And you'll be quicker to understand, you'll be quicker to embrace, you'll be quicker to appreciate other people, because that's what you're overflowing in your life. So if you want to be a friend, you must first be friendly to yourself. Okay, so what I want to do now is give you 10 keys to help you to be your own best friend. And the first one is to love yourself unconditionally. That's number one. Love yourself unconditionally. And what I mean by unconditionally is love yourself regardless of what you consider your flaws, what you consider your mistakes, what you consider, maybe negative characteristic traits. Love yourself regardless of what it is, because here's the thing: you're young, you're going to live life, you're going to make mistakes, you're going to do things that maybe you may not be proud of, but you have to love yourself anyway. That's what loving yourself unconditionally means. For the good in me, and also what we can sometimes consider the bad in us, we have to love ourselves regardless. Because here's the thing: God loves us regardless. Of course, he would love to see us, make the right decisions and do the right things, but it doesn't take away his love for us. And so we have to also love ourselves in that way. And so to love yourself unconditionally means love yourself enough not to judge, not to criticize, not to complain, but also to work through any type of issues that you may have, whatever they are, and really work on a consistent basis to be a better person. That's why you're in this group. That's why you're taking these classes, so that you can learn ahead of time. Because as a life coach, I deal with women who are grown women, but still have issues that started when they were little girls. And so you're in this class, or not class, in this group, to learn more about life, to learn more about how to deal with life in different conditions and different situations. Last month, we talked about forgiveness, and all of these are tools that you're going to need, not just for life and outside of yourself, but also to help you develop inside of yourself and love and appreciate, forgive yourself, and all of that. So that is number one, love yourself unconditionally. Number two, get to know yourself. Get to know yourself. And your assignment, when I post the worksheet, I don't like calling it assignments though, but when I post the worksheet today, that's what is going to be, a list of questions for you to just think about and answer for yourself. Don't get your parents to help you. Don't get your best friend to help you. Print out a sheet for your best friend and let your best friend do one for herself. But make sure that you answer the question. So this is getting to know yourself. It's knowing what you like, what you do not like, also knowing what your interests are, knowing what your personality is, knowing your constant thoughts. What are you constantly feeling? Do you always feel sad? Do you always feel happy? Do you always feel, anxious and nervous? Do you always feel afraid? Or do you always feel, full of joy and love and energy and all of that? So I want you to really think about that before I post the worksheet for this class. And also knowing your character, knowing who you really are at the core. So that is number two, get to know yourself. Number three is spend time with yourself. A lot of people don't like doing this because they always say, well, I'm lonely, or I'm bored, or whatever. There's no such thing as being lonely or bored. You can be alone, absolutely, but lonely is a state of mind. And so when you really spend time with yourself, you're never lonely and you're never bored, because these are things that you can do when you're spending time with yourself. You can sing, you can paint, you can draw, you can, get your phone and take some selfies and have your own photo shoot. Do whatever you want to do. Okay, this is your time to spend with yourself, getting to know yourself, having fun, just loving yourself regardless of whether other people love and appreciate you or not. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you love and appreciate yourself. And the way to do that is to spend time with yourself. The way to get to know you, to get to know yourself, is to spend time with yourself. And it's okay to do things by yourself, because really when you're doing things by yourself, you get to gather your thoughts. You get to think about things that's happened maybe yesterday, this morning, last night, last week, last year. And also you get to, I would say, plan the future in your thoughts and in your mind, and understanding where you are right now and where you want to be. So spend time with yourself. Number four is spend time doing what I like to call mirror talk. And I believe it's Louise Hay. She does this, what she calls mirror work, but it's mirror talk, standing in front of the mirror and looking at yourself, looking into your own eyes and talking to yourself. Here's the thing, I say this a lot, that we are all made in the image and likeness of God. When you're looking at yourself, when you're looking at other people, you are seeing the image and likeness of God, regardless of their character, regardless of what they think, regardless of what they do, regardless of what they say. When you're looking at a person, you are looking at the image and likeness of God. So as you're looking in the mirror and you're looking at yourself, you're looking at the image and likeness of God. So developing that self-talk and talking to yourself and telling yourself how much you love yourself, how much you appreciate yourself, compliment yourself, celebrate that you did something well. All of this is a part of self-talk. But the key is to look yourself in the face in the mirror and smile, blow yourself a kiss. I love you. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so happy that that you are me. I'm so happy that I am you. And just really talk to yourself. This is so important. It's going to feel funny at first when you do it, which is why when I do affirmations, I always say stand in front of a mirror and look at yourself so that you can get used to it. But it's going to feel real funny when you do it at first. But the more you do it, the more you're going to build confidence in that one area, but also you're going to see a difference. And then you're going to find yourself before you get ready for school, before you get ready to go somewhere, you're going to find yourself wanting to take that 5 minutes to stand in front of the mirror and just say, girl, you look beautiful today. I love that dress. I love that lipstick. I love your hair. Oh my gosh, your hair looks so cute today. And really just talking to yourself, because what's going to happen is when you grow older and you're going through some hard, difficult times, then you can go to the mirror and you can sit down and have a conversation with your best friend and talk through the issues. Okay, so that is number 4. Start spending time doing mirror talk. Number 5 is find something about yourself to be grateful for every single day. Every day. If it's just one thing to be grateful for, be grateful for it. If it's, I'm so grateful that I have a beautiful smile. I'm so grateful that I am a giving person. I'm so grateful that I'm smart. I'm so grateful that, you know, I did my homework today. I'm so grateful that I helped my mother with my siblings today. I'm so grateful that I dress nice. I'm so grateful that I smell good. Anything, but just find something about yourself to be grateful for. And look in the mirror. That can be one of the things that you do in the mirror. I'm so grateful that you did your homework and you did it so well. I'm so grateful that you are so smart that you were able to get it completed and you didn't have to ask for help. And even if you have to ask for help, I'm so grateful that you even had the guts, the confidence to ask for help. Because here's the thing, this is a side note, nothing wrong with asking for help, okay? So just find something about yourself to be grateful for every single day. So that's number 5, the 5th way to be your own best friend. The 6th way is to trust yourself and the decisions that you make. A Course in Miracles says that it says something about along the lines of I must have decided I must have decided wrongly, but it just really says that if you make a wrong decision, you can just simply make a different decision. You can make a new decision. So trust yourself and the decisions that you make. And I said that to say, I said the Course in Miracles part to say that when you make a decision and then after you make it, you feel like it's a wrong decision. Okay, I made this decision. It might not have been the best decision, but I have an opportunity to make a different decision, and you can choose something different. Every time you could always choose something different, but you have to trust that every decision that you make is the right decision for yourself right at that moment. Here's the thing I teach the grown ladies in Self-Love University is that when you make a mistake, that's an opportunity to learn and to grow. So don't be hard on yourself that if you make a decision and it was, and you ultimately found out it was a mistake, there's no such thing really as a mistake if you learn the lesson. So every decision that you make really is a good decision if you learn the lesson from ones that don't yield the best outcome. I hope that makes sense to you. So trust yourself and trust every decision that you make. Okay. Number 7 is treat yourself. Treat yourself. Treat yourself. Do your hair, maybe. Do your nails. Do your fingernails, your toenails. Treat yourself by buying yourself a birthday card, buying yourself a birthday gift. Treat yourself by maybe, if you want to have ice cream, getting ice cream one day or something like that. But do something just to treat yourself. Think about if you are with your best friend and let's say you it's your best friend's birthday and you want to do something nice for your best friend, then it's the same thing with yourself. But with yourself, consider every day is your birthday, and I'm going to treat myself today. I'm going to do one little thing today to treat myself, to make myself feel good. And when you do that, I promise you, you're going to really appreciate it, and it's going to give you a greater regard for yourself. Okay. Number 8, the 8th way to become your own best friend is to create your own definition of happiness and live by it. Create your own definition of happiness and live by it. That's important. Because when you create your own definition of happiness and live by it, you don't live in the box that others created for you. You don't live in the box of other people's definition of happiness. You live by your own. And when you do that, it really becomes a place that will, or a way for you to build your confidence in who you are and not depend on the world to define your happiness, not depend on society to define your happiness, not depend on your parents when you grow older, of course, to define your happiness. You define your own happiness. So that is number 8. Create your own definition of happiness and live by it. This is what makes me happy. This is what gives me joy. This is where I feel I'm led to serve my community, or, help another person, or, live the life that I want to live. I want to dance. If dancing makes you happy, dance. If singing makes you happy, sing. If, being a doctor, one day you want to be a doctor. If that makes you happy, be it. Create your own definition of happiness and live by it. Number 9 is, this is a very big one, and if you want to go back and watch last month's live, please do that. But number 9 is to be quick to forgive yourself and let go of any mistakes you make. Okay? Be quick to forgive yourself and let go of any mistakes that you make. And what I mean by that, I just talked about, we make decisions, and sometimes our decisions may not be, the perfect or right decision in that condition and in that circumstance. So here's the thing. When you make a decision and it's maybe not the right decision or the best decision for that moment, be quick to forgive yourself, meaning I give it up, I let it go so that I can receive the joy and the happiness that's mine. So be quick to forgive yourself and let go of any mistakes that you've made and learn the lesson from the mistake, whatever that is. So be quick to forgive yourself, because if you hold on to unforgiveness, what happens, I'm talking about for yourself, what happens is you'll start to doubt yourself in every condition, in every situation that comes up, or every decision that you have to make. You'll start to doubt yourself, and then your confidence will become lower, and you'll start becoming more or less, you can become bitter and angry with yourself, and that can overflow in all other areas of your life. So that is number 9. Be quick to forgive yourself and let go of any mistakes that you make. And number 10, which is one of my favorites, is be your biggest cheerleader. Be your own biggest cheerleader. You don't have to wait for other people to tell you, yes, you can do it. You can tell yourself, yes, I can do it. I have this big affirmation wall in my bedroom, and I stand in front of my room, stand in front of my wall, and I say my affirmations, and I say, yes. Every time, like, I start cheering my affirmations whenever I say them, because I understand that those words on that wall is building me up, but also that I can't depend on anyone else to say those things to me. I have to depend on myself to say those things to myself. And when I do, I feel a difference when I say my affirmations, and I'm cheering and I'm clapping and I'm saying, yes, I am beautiful. Yes, I am strong. Yes, I believe in who God created me to be. Yes, and when you say your affirmations and you cheer yourself on, but you do this for everything. When you get ready to take a test, if you can't do it out loud, do it within your heart. I know this information, I studied, and yes, I know I'm going to do good on this test. I know I'm going to pass. When you make a mistake, I know you made a mistake, but you can get over this, and you can find a way to get around this. You can learn a lesson and make a new decision. Yes. And keep cheering yourself on, because that's what's important. Being your biggest cheerleader. When you're your biggest cheerleader, what happens is the way you treat yourself You really teach others how to treat you. I think I talked about this in one of our very first lessons in our self-esteem boot camp. But the way you treat yourself, you teach others how to treat you. So if you're always cheering yourself on, other people are going to see that and say, man, I believe in her. I'm going to cheer her on too. So whatever you are and be and do to yourself, you teach others. And so being your biggest cheerleader, forgiving yourself, being happy and all of that, it really matters. But what matters to you, you'll make matter to other people regarding you. Okay, so I'm going to give you those 10 ways to be your own best friend one more time. Number 1, love yourself unconditionally. Number 2, get to know yourself. Number 3, spend time with yourself. Number 4, spend time doing mirror talk. Number 5, find something about yourself to be grateful for every day. Number 6 is trust yourself and the decisions that you make. Number 7 is treat yourself. Number 8, create your own definition of happiness and live by it. Number 9, be quick to forgive yourself and let go of any mistakes that you make. And number 10, be your own best friend. Here's the thing about, being your own biggest cheerleader. Here's the thing about being your own best friend. It builds your confidence, and no one will be able to come in and tell you anything negative about yourself. No one will be able to come in and influence you otherwise, because you really know who you are and you're living from a space of love and joy and appreciation of who you are here to be in this earth. And that's the most beautiful thing ever. So I want to encourage you that if you have any questions or comments, post them below this video, and I will be more than happy to answer your questions and receive your comments with love and gratitude. So thank you so much for being a part of Slay, and make sure that you invite your friends. Please invite other moms and daughters to be a part of Slay. I just believe that the information that's shared not only is just for you young girls, but it's also for your moms. Your moms can benefit from this too. So I know that you are great in Christ and you are powerful beyond measure. I love you, and I hope that you have an amazing rest of April and an amazing May, and hopefully you will see me again in our next Slay Live scheduled in May. So take care.